guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So today we are going to do the yoga turtles. I can't wait. So what I'm going to do is I've got 6 ounces of the 4-hour fast cure by Let's Resin mixing, and this is a 1-to-1. So you just mix 3 ounces of A and 3 ounces of B, and I have got it in my hands-free mixer. So I'm getting that mixed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these laying down, and I just want to get the shell part filled. So in one, I'm going to be using these turquoise mother of pearl that I got at Michael's. I don't even know if they still have them there. I had got them on clearance, but I absolutely love these. And then in the other one, we're going to use the beige, yeah, they're just called seashells, but they're like a mother of pearl mixture. And in the last one, we're going to do this black decorative filler. It's just crushed glass. I have never used these particular ones in resin, so hopefully we can get them in there and let these cure, and then I'll figure out what color I'm going to fill them with. I did get a whole bunch of eye candy mica powders. I picked the you make your own set, so I will go over these probably I'll go over these in a different video, because this video I think is going to be running along. So I do have some new mica powders, and I might be using 1 or 2 in these. So I've got 44 seconds left, and then we're gonna get these shells mixed in. So I'm getting my gloves, and I'm getting some paper cups. So I will have the discount code for Let's Resin in the description box, as well as these molds. Their molds are really, really good. And it cracks me up. Their faces are like so different. Like this guy's mouth's way up here, and all right. So I am just going to turn this on again, and I'm just gonna so this is kind of what I do. I put it on, and I just let my paddle beat against the side, and it kind of flings off a lot of the extra resin. Oop. Except for when you stick it back in there like I did, because I'm trying to do it under the camera. And I will just take a stick, and then I just scrape the excess off. Now this is a thick resin, the 4-hour fast cure. It is definitely thicker. You have a shorter work time with it, but I am really enjoying it because it helps, you know, like speed up this part of a project. So, all right, I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to just give this a spray. And then we're going to wipe these paddle blades off. Just wipe the bulk of it, and then I just spray it again. And then I give them a good wipe. And I'm not going to use these if I'm mixing glitter, because I'd like to try to keep my paddles somewhat decent, if that's possible for me. All right, so I'm just going to go around, give this a little bit more of a stir, just to make sure that we've got that all mixed in. And trying to think which is going to be the better way of because I want to try to divide them into 2 ounces each. All right, so that's 2. And I'm just gonna make sure I had some water or something in here earlier. I just wanted to make sure that it was completely dry. Okay, so that is our resin divided up into 2 ounces each. Let's see. And I am going to give them a good spritz of alcohol to release some of them bubbles. Because I know once we put our stones and shells, there's gonna be bubbles. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna use these guys. These are big. All right, well, let me see what they're gonna look like, if they're even gonna show. All right, so they will show, because there's blue on one side. So I guess we got to make sure. Let me move these ones out of the way. So I guess we're just going to make sure that I'm going to hold this stick over here for a minute. I am just going to pour a small thin layer in the bottom of the shell. And I should have sprayed alcohol first to help pop some of them bubbles. And then we will try to place our so maybe we won't get so many bubbles, you know, or holes by using these bigger pieces. I never realized they were so big, some of them. There are some smaller ones in there. So basically, I want them to cover the shell. But I am having to make sure that I have that blue part facing out. So I'm just going to get these bigger ones in the bottom. And I forgot to put my parchment paper down, so I'm gonna have a mess. I'm sure of it. All right, so let me just get like some of the smaller ones. And we're going to put those in the resin. And that way I can try to get them up. I'm going to move my other resin over because I am going to have a mess if I don't. So we have some big ones. So I'm trying to get some of the smaller ones up on like the top part of the shell. Oh, gosh, I'm gonna make a mess everywhere. I can already tell. Now I'm hoping that I'm getting the blue part facing outward. And I probably have mixed up too much resin, especially with these, putting these ones in. You know what I gotta get? I gotta get some like spoons or something for like when I'm doing this. Maybe even some disposable spoons. Oh, what do I have that I could pick up these easier? I'm really second guessing myself on this now. All right, I'm just trying to move some of the bigger ones. And take another big one. And we'll plop it right here. All right, so let me try to scoop out these stones. Just gonna try and get them in there. Trying to drain some of the resin. All right, I'm gonna try to scoop them on the side of the cup and then drain them. Actually, I'm gonna put some in here. If I get them in here, I'll be able to pick them up easier, I think, without all that resin. So I guess I just didn't realize how big those were gonna be. All right. But that way I can get a bunch in there. And I just got resin in my hair because I moved my hair out of my face. All right, I think I'm just gonna put these few bigger ones. like you can see in, you know, in that shell part. So I'm just making sure I try to get enough with that blue facing down. And I'm just going to leave that stick in there so I can try to move these bigger pieces kind of where I want them. And then I'm going to try and coordinate some maybe contrasting colors. All right, so I'm just trying to make sure that we have some of these stones in the outer edge of the shell. And then I'm going to throw some smaller ones in there. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm just holding it up over my head so I can try to maneuver some of these little pieces. As I spill it all over me. Yeah. Note to self, don't try to put it over your head. You're going to make a mess. Just trying to get some of the little ones back there. So guys, this might be a little bit of a longer video today, but hopefully it will have beautiful results. Now my only thing is I'm second guessing mixing so much resin. All right, let me kind of hold this up and all right, it looks like we've got everything covered except for I went over one area. All right, I think I pulled it back. All right, that one's done. My goodness. Right out of the gate, we're starting with difficulties. All right. So we're going to move this over here. And let's do the brown. All right, I am just going to spray some alcohol in there. And we're going to pour a little bit. And these still have a little bit of glass in the bottom, so I'm just going to set that aside because I know that I have more than enough resin. So now instead of pouring it in, I think I'm gonna scoop them in. Kind of like I did on the other one. I think this might work a little bit better. And these aren't such big, chunky pieces, so. All right, we'll start with that. I'm gonna take my sticky stick. And I know, guys, I'm sorry, you can't really see what I'm doing in here. So I'm just kind of making sure that they're going on the outside of that shell, because I want that shell to look like the stones. Okay. We definitely need more. Just getting them up underneath that lip on the shell. And then I'm gonna pour some clear. So basically, I just want them coated. It doesn't need to be really thick. I just want them coated so that when we come back to put our final layer in, these stones aren't going to move and float and, you know, do all of the stuff that they want to do. All right, I'm gonna need a few more. These ones are definitely going much easier than the other ones, for sure. Okay. I think that's gonna be good. Okay. All right, that one is done. Let's see. And now we're gonna do this one. So I'm gonna do this one the same way as I did that one because that worked so much better. So I'm just gonna get a decent amount in the bottom. Okay, and we're gonna go in and we're just gonna scoop these in. And hopefully we don't get a ton of bubbles. Oh, on here. So I am going to have like a few, it's going to look like bubble spots because I had some of the resin kind of, you know, run into the head, but it'll look more like a water droplet. So I guess I'm okay with that. All right. I'm just making sure that I'm getting under that shell. And you know, and even if there's some little bit of clear spot, hopefully, but when we add the second layer with the color, it will fill in. All right, so yeah, I have some extra. Now, I'm gonna set this like this. And I have a feeling this one is gonna try to leak out. That one's like right on the borderline. And that one is staying. I'll just give that a minute. So let me put my covers on. And we got to figure out, we're going to have to make, something else. Because we have a bunch of resin left. Whoa. Did you guys see that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, leave it to me. All right. Let me take this. And we've got, this has a little bit of blue stones in it. I'm not too worried about it. So I think what I'm gonna do is the tortoise mold that I made, I think I'm gonna use some of these stones and we're gonna put it in the shell of that. And this is leaking. All right, so I need, hang on here. Let me clean my mess. My goodness. Talk about messy Marvin today. All right. Let me grab a few sticks. And we're going to just see if I can just... All right. I think that'll work. All right. Okay, those are staying. So let me take my tortoise here, and let's get some resin in him. And I think I'm gonna do, I don't want it running down in the head just yet. So at least with this one, you'll be able to see kind of what I'm doing. Oh. And then I'm thinking, do I do both colors? I don't know. So this one is definitely going to have to sit at an angle. If I want them to be like spread around. So doing something like this with a thick resin is gonna be your friend, because it doesn't move as long as like the regular 1-to-1 epoxy. So it's going to get thicker much quicker. I'm just getting these coated. All right. So the only thing that I'm worried about right now is my tail. So I do want to take a couple of the smaller ones and kind of get them in that tail so that we have some sort of color in there. Okay. So I'm going to definitely have to be getting some more of these stones. All right, so that is looking good. Now I need to find something. Let me take my pad of paper here. And we will see. All right, I think that's going to stay. I'm just trying to make sure that I got the edge of the shell covered. I mean, yeah, doing it this way takes, you know, a little bit longer because it's, you know, multiple pours and it's finicky. You know, you got to definitely kind of just fuzzy, fiddle with them, get them where you want them. But you can see where they're not, there's not a bunch of them moving. So that's why I picked the 4-hour fast cure. And then when we finish filling it, we should have a nice tortoise shell. Okay, so let's take the baby one because we've still got crap ton. And so this one I'm just going to fill completely with the blue stones. And I'm thinking of what else I've got right handy that I can pour because I all right, I'm just gonna make sure there's some stones in his little head. All right, so I'm just gonna fill the rest now. I'm not gonna do the shells all the way up into the toes. I'm gonna put some, I'm gonna drop some alcohol ink in here and see what happens. All right, so move that out of the way. Let me grab some blue. Let's do the azure blue. And that was a bit much, but look how pretty it is though. And then I'll just top a little bit more resin on this top. So I'm gonna have to work on a couple projects a day because my grandson is graduating on Thursday. So we have his graduation party next Saturday, and his graduation is Thursday night. So I want to try to get content out for you guys. All right, what do I got left here? Probably, an 1.5 ounces. And I got resin in my hair. Oh, what do I have? I haven't washed these out. Whoa. let me just wipe that really quick. And give it a good spray with some alcohol, and we're gonna I'm gonna wipe this out. All right, whoa, yeah, I'm running out of space. I'm making a mess. Okay, I am gonna get that over there. I'm gonna spray this. Let me slide this little dude back. Wow, everything is sticking. All right, let's pour this in here. And then I'm just going to drip some alcohol ink in this. But I'm going to get another one. So the reason I'm doing this is because I made these with mixed mold. And there's like a little residue of maybe some powder, and I don't want that to come through. Hopefully I get it all. This is like, my resin is starting to get really thick, so I'm trying to get it poured. And this one is probably gonna have some little rocks in it, but that's okay. It is okay. See how thick that is getting? Yeah, I've got to get this poured. So I don't have time to dilly-dally with what am I gonna make. Yeah, so note to self, only make up like 2 ounces if you're gonna fill the shells of the yoga turtles with stones. And I have a little bit here. There. Phew. Okay. Just kind of wiping my stick down here a little bit. So not too sticky. Let me just take my little scribe and let's move this resin around here a little bit. So, and this is definitely going to have some bubbles because, yeah, I poured it really quick and I did scraping. So we are definitely going to have some little bubbles, but I'm just trying to make sure that we have like that base coat covered. Okay, so let me just grab so I grabbed midnight blue, yellow, green, and magenta. It is what it is. And then I will just take my scribe and we'll just swirl these. Oh, I've never used this one. And we might as well put some Azure blue too. And I definitely want more, way more magenta. All right, I think that's gonna do it. So we're just gonna I just want to kind of go around where there's some clear spots and just kind of swirl this. You'll see how thick it is, so then it should stay, hopefully, however the swirls are. And this should still give us a nice, like transparency to it, hopefully. I'm trying not to touch the bottom because I don't want to scratch my mold. All right. And I guess we're just gonna leave them like that. So nothing's moving, nothing's moving. We're good on everything else. I'll just give them one last little spritzy, and I will be back in, say, maybe 3 hours, and we will top these 4 things off, and I'll probably add a little bit to this too, because this one is a little bit thin, but we will see. So yeah, I will be back. All right, let me take these sticky gloves off. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, it's been 3 hours, and it's not fully cured, but it's tacky. I don't believe it's going to run. I'm hoping and praying it doesn't. So I've taken my stick and see, it's just enough where it's leaving an indent. So I think it's going to be okay. Hope and pray. So this one says it takes 8 ounces. These two say 7. So I ended up making 24 ounces just to be on the safe side because I want to fill this as well. So what I've done is I have pulled out 3 of my new mica powders from Eye Candy, which I have a description code. I ended up, the only one that I really thought I'd like that they had in stock was this one, the Bocudo Brown, Bocudo whatever. And then AO High Blue, we're going to do for the blue one. And the Carolina Blue, we're going to do for this guy. So these we're going to make in the brown. So I'm going to mix up and I'm just using a recycled cup. So it looks pretty disgusting. This will probably be the last time I use this cup. But, all right, so we've got 24. Oop. Let's see. All right, so there's about 6 ounces in here. And let me get a paper towel here. So I'm going to do about 6 ounces in this one. All right. Me and math, you know. Good thing I have plenty of fingers and toes. Let me kind of move some stuff around here. So let's get this one mixed up first. And this is the Bond Craftor 1-to-1 resin, because I didn't have enough of the Let's Resin regular epoxy, so I didn't want to have to be mixing 2 different kinds and have a chance on screwing it up. All right, so we're gonna see what this blue looks like in the resin. So let's just give this a good mix. And I do want this to be opaque. I'll probably be doing another set where I'll have them be like a transparent color. But for these particular ones, that's really pretty. I wanted these to be opaque. All right, so we've got that mixed. I'm going to give that a few minutes to degas. So we'll put that over here. I'm dying to see this blue here. Out of all the colors that I picked, this is the one that I'm so anxious to see. And we'll give, oh, look at that, guys. That is scrumptious. You guys know I love my blue. All right. Oh, I think this is going to be my favorite blue, guys. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Actually, let me plug in my light. So maybe you can see it a little bit better. Look at that. That is amazing. I think this is my favorite color out of all my resin colors. That is beautiful. Okay. So let's start with this little dude. And he's a little heavy because of the rocks on that side. Like I said, I mixed up 6 ounces because there is rocks in there, but it's like not full. So I'm hoping and praying that 6 is going to be enough. All right. And like I said, there are droplets. See those droplets? Those are going to look like water bubbles. See how those are? That's how they're going to show up. So it's going to look like he has water bubbles on him. And I'm okay with that because I think it's going to give a cool effect. And I do just want to make sure that I get like under his chin so we don't have any micro bubbles forming. Oh my gosh, guys, I think I made just enough. Yes. All right, but now this is going to be the tricky part. I'm going to have to rest them on something because they are kind of back heavy. And I want to make sure that they're not going to tip over. So I'm just going to scrape out this little bit so we can dome him. There we go. 1 down. 3 to go. Okay, so I'm going to get this jar set up here. And again, he's going to have a few droplets, not as many, but he is going to have some droplets. Let's give him a good spray. So when I'm sprayed, you see those water droplets. Now, I could take tape and take them off, but I'm not. I think it's going to give a little bit of character to these little guys. Oh crap, this is the 8-ounce. So I'm definitely gonna have to add a little bit more in this one. Because that's the 8-ounce. So let me stir this in. And I am going to put just a tad bit more powder. Okay. And they will, the two colors will kind of run together, but I wanted it as close to the same as I could possibly get it. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Let me just rub his face, and I'm just kind of like squeezing the chin so that we don't get those micro bubbles like building up in there and in his eyes and his head. All right, so I'm gonna back him up just a little so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And just gonna squeeze his hands. His little leggies. Oh my goodness, I did it again. The resin gods are with me right now. Let's hope they stay here. Okay. And I mean, we have a little bit that I could scrape, but that's about it. So we need 7 for this, and then whatever for this, and then if we have any leftovers, we have leftovers. So let me grab the brown. Where did I put the brown? I know I pulled it out. Oh, right here. Goodness gracious. After I eat dinner, my brain just goes, bleh. Okay, I am dying to see this brown. And I'm just gonna take my stick and wipe it off. And I'm gonna put that much in there to start. Right off the bat, I can tell I'm going to like this brown, guys. Yes. This is the brown. It's like a cocoa brown. Because a lot of the other ones, like the coffee brown, is more of like a green. It's not brown. I hate it when they put a color and that's not the color that it is. This is really pretty. So I will be buying a big jar of this one for sure. And that's why I got the sample packs, so that I can figure out the ones that I like and the ones that I don't like. All right, so we're going to put this jar here. Oops. I mean, they don't feel like they're tipping over, but I don't want to take a chance and get these all poured and go up to bed and come down in the morning and I have a mess on my desk, I would, oh my God, I would scream. Okay. I'm going to spray this dude. Give him a good old spritz. And again, I'm just going to squish underneath his chin. So hopefully we don't have any micro bubbles sitting in there. I want to wreak havoc on my project. Look at that brown. That is gorgeous. Now this one here, I can see a little, I think it's a bubble. It might not be. All right. Because I don't want to squish too much because I don't want to dislodge my backside, my shell area. All right, so now, so this guy is going to have water droplets on him as well, which I think it's going to add to the character of the piece. And hopefully we don't have a bubble in the tail. And hopefully I have enough. Oh, I'm going to be short. Oh, no. All right, I'm going to have to mix up another ounce. That's all right. I'll just do that off camera. And then I will, ooh. Yeah, and don't stick your jug in the one you work, you know, that you just finished. Oh, man. I almost mixed up a little bit more, too. And I was like, I think I'm going to be over as it is and have to do an extra. But I'm not. So, all right. So I will get another ounce mixed up. And I'm going to just babysit these for a little bit while they debubble. And then I will be back and we will demold these and see what we've got. So I might actually make enough to fill this bottom as well. I mean, if I'm going to make up extra, right? All right. I'm just trying to... And it would help if I used a clean paper towel. All right, so we might do this, we might not. I got it clean just in case. All right, I will be back at demold, guys. Alrighty, guys. These are cured. I did unmold the little, I did some little turtles. Oops. So I'm just going to turn these into earrings, post earrings. But I want to let them really harden up so I can trim the bottom just a little bit. And then I made this little pendant and necklace set. So I'm not going to do those on video because this video is already like way too long. So I apologize for that. I should have only done like one of these at a time. But you know me. I never do anything easy. All right, so let's see how our little... Oh, he's so cute. He is adorable. So I do got to trim a little bit on the bottom, but I could have got a little bit more in the shell around here, but that's really, really cute. He's so nice and shiny. Alrighty, so I ended up, when I had to make a little bit more, so I ended up just doing the swirl with this, with the base as well. Now this is still going to be a little bendy because this was the last piece that I did. But let's see how it came out. I don't have high hopes, but oh, it's okay. Not the greatest, but I did put a little bit of white, so it did give a little bit of a peachy effect. It does have to get trimmed. All right, so I'm going to demold this one. I ended up not putting any extra in that one, but they do match. So you can put your little lights in there. Got a little trimming. And I'm going to demold this anyhow, even though it's not quite full. Just so we can see. And I used too many dark colors. That turtle over there just wants to take a nap. Just a little shell happy. So either one, I mean, they're cute. I think with the lights in them, you know, they'll be cute. But yeah, that's that. All right, so let's get this tortoise out. This is gonna kind of tell us what the other one's gonna look like. I'm loving this brown. Absolutely love that brown. I will be getting some more for sure. All right. Now, a couple little micro bubbles, but you can't even really see them. Oh, he's adorable. Oh my goodness. So you can see where like the water droplets were, but they're not real like intense. No micro bubbles. Oh. And I'm not feeling any bubbles. Oh, maybe one right there, but that is adorable. Okay, so we've got that. All right, let me get all this put over here. All right, let's demold this guy. Seeing as how he wants to fall over. We did get a few micro bubbles on the bottom, but, you know, it is what it is. And we got some around the shell. Now, I've never demolded these, so I don't know if there is a... Oh, not too bad. And Oh, that shell is gorgeous. Okay. We got one little bubble there, but you can't even really feel it. Oh, that blue is gorgeous. So we still did get a few little micro bubbles under his chin, under his arms, and around the edge. But I think it's, and like a little bit in here. And I think, honestly, it's just the way, the mold is. Oh, but he came out so cute. All right. 1 out. 2 to go. Now this one, I think his head is, he's got a narrower neck. So I think we're going to have to, oh, no, I thought I was going to have to use alcohol, but he's coming out. He is coming out. Oh. So that is, I got a little trimming here to do. Oops. And I do have a little trimming around the bottom, which is fine. Yeah. So once I take that down, it'll get rid of those little bubbles. Oh, he is absolutely adorable. And I did do fairly well getting the shells into the outer rim. And then we can detail some of his little markings here. Oh, he is adorable. Now this one, I'm scared because of those glass chunks. So we might... And again, we get the micro bubbles in the same usual spots. Oh, I can see I'll be making more of these for sure. And they're actually a little bigger than I thought they were going to be when they're finished. Well, so far so good. The shell's looking good. So I don't know if you can see that it looks real sparkly because of the glass. Oh, yeah. So you can see where I did, the glass pieces didn't quite, like this one here, it filled in. There was no glass on this side. So yeah, maybe I wouldn't use those glass chunks again, but he's still adorable. He is absolutely adorable. So let me just, let's see. These are the metallic. These are the, I don't know if this is gonna show up. And it's just trying to see the, you know, the little detail. I'm so glad that I got these real fine tipped pens, because everything else would have just been like too big. Because you definitely need something really fine to do these little and I won't do all of these on camera. Just because I know this video is already way too long. All right. Give him a little face. Oop. There we go. Alrighty, guys. So I will figure out something to finish these guys off with, and then I will have the final pictures at the end. Alrighty, guys. Have a fantastic day. Bye.